All right, welcome back to the coverage of YCS Bochum 2016. If you just missed round one, that's not that surprising because it was over in very short amount of time.
5 turns.
Yeah.
That was it.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah.
really, we didn't even
It was three
Marcus
turns.
would be
2
really
turns.
proud.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
just that. There was a moment in the stage 2 finals when I was doing commentary with Umut, and so one player starts, it's got like mediocre start. Other players turn, like mediocre comeback. So the game is a bit like tied between the two.
Yeah.
First player who started kicked things off. It's his turn again, and then Umut announces we're now entering the late game portion of the tournament. And I was like, whoa, that's really. And he's like, yeah, well, I mean, these days there is matches that are over in turn 1.
Yeah.
Then very often in turn 2, which is the mid game, of course.
Yeah.
And then turn 3, as it will be known from here on for forever in the future, the late game.
Yeah.
of
Only
the
one
game.
player gets to participate in the early game.
That's
one
true.
player gets to participate in the mid game.
Yeah.
And then they both join each other.
No matter
To
how you
participate
twist
in
and
the
turn
late
it, it's always going to be a very one-sided affair this
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We did see one of the 3 big decks for the weekend,
Yep.
Yeah.
And the 4th big deck.
and the 4th maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still counting the numbers, but it looks like it's going to be very close to the 4th spot.
Yeah.
In fact, we might be able to present you guys with some breakdowns. I just remembered we have to connect these laptops, and then maybe our tech crew can let me know if this works. Okay, they say we might need a little bit longer. Maybe I have. Okay, we're good. Sorry, guys. Okay, this is me being confused. Now we're good. Now we're good.
Now
I
we're
think.
good.
All right. This is the country breakdown.
Wow. Now, obviously, a huge showing from Germany, as we are in Germany. Then we've got Italy, which is not surprising. We usually have a lot of players from there. I'm actually surprised to see the United Kingdom having so many players over. Generally,
Right.
we actually get a lot fewer there.
I'm surprised about the 183 other dicks, other players, other places, other countries.
Well, we know that America's in there as well.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of Americans fly over to play in this event. And we were actually having a chat with a few American players, know some
George,
European
yeah.
players, yeah.
Right.
And they were saying how much they really like what's actually happening in Europe as well, and they really like the organised play that we've got over here. So it's
Well-
nice to hear that.
If we can quickly bring it back to us, it's very interesting when you're not familiar with the layout of Europe. Really, when you see those numbers, it might be surprising for you. But the Bochum, of course, is always attracting this many players because of the location. Of course, it is. If there's something like a mega city in Germany, this is basically it. Because right next to Bochum, you got Dortmund, you got Gelsenkirchen. You might know these if you're a football fan, because Schalke and Borussia Dortmund, of course. Then we got Essen right next door, where a gigantic toy fair is taking place every year, and then also Duisburg. And all of these cities, they basically are like one mega city, one gigantic city. So even though the individual cities are not that large, if you put them all together, we're talking about 8 million people or something like that. Add the fact that people from the Netherlands are living 1.5 hours away by car. They can easily make the trip. Belgium, of course, the same thing applies there. Luxembourg, the same. So you got all of these small communities. They are also able to come over. This is the reason why these tournaments in Bochum are always attracting that many players.
I mean, it always seems that Germany is the place to be if you want to play games.
I'm not going to argue with that.
No, it's absolutely true.
All right, guys, let's take a quick look at the deck breakdown. This is not 100% guarantee that we got all of the decks in there, but our judges have been hard at work typing up the deck lists earlier. So this is pretty exact. It's not like completely out of the final result. This is pretty much spot on. There we see that Paleozoic, even though a couple of the veterans said it is one of the, if not the strongest deck, is in 3rd rank. Is there a good reason for that?
I think it's a more difficult deck to build as well. Just the cards are a little rarer than in the other 2 decks.
Some of the cards are really old, and a lot of the reprints that you can get are only in OTS pack.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Mermaid in 4th place. Is that surprising?
I'm actually quite surprised about that.
Yeah,
Right.
Honestly.
I'm confused, if anything.
No, it's like I'm not surprised that it's up there. I wouldn't be surprised if this is how it looked in day 2.
Okay.
But
In day 1?
Day 1, seeing that all the way up there, that many people playing water, that's just crazy. Same with heroes.
Considering that when Alexander Hulch was playing Mermaid and the OTK version and doing quite well, I think in Rimini, making waves in Rimini, I remember that.
Yeah.
Poor joke.
That was hilarious.
It
was totally awesome.
Okay, there we go. And he brought it back in Liverpool, and it was like, "Why I'm not getting featured this weekend?" We were like, "Well, you played the exact same deck you played last time, and we featured you last time, so it's only going to be special once.
Yeah.
Like after that, it lost a bit of its uniqueness."
We always want to bring something special to you guys, and showing you the same thing over and over again can get a little bit boring. So that's why you always see some non-meta decks making it in here, something interesting. We like to find something for you.
Right.
Entertainment.
Right. We got in 5th place Awesome Hero. What can you tell us about this deck?
Awesome Hero
really
is
cool.
basically Hero with Totally Awesome in it.
Yeah.
Doesn't it use Bahamut Shock to bring it out? Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mainly using Tin Goldfish and Instant Fusion. And that's how and Double Man.
what would you say? Is it the right choice for the weekend? Consistency 1 to 10.
Yeah, again, consistency. Maybe like 4 Brad Pitts or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, he started doing that at some point.
He measures in Brad Pitt.
Yeah, and sometimes other actors.
I've been out of this.
I still haven't figured it out, so don't worry if it's confusing. From 1 to 10 without actors.
Okay, I'd say probably about a 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, so slightly above average.
Yeah.
All right. See, we can work with that. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to have an interview with our round 1 winner, Armando Giuseppe Mandile. We're going to have him over in just a second.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we were missing out here? Didn't really see that much because, like we said, one
yeah,
game...
I wish it was a longer game.
Yeah, one game was over in the mid-game, the other one in the late game.
Basically, yeah. There was nothing.
Turn 2 and 3.
Yep.
All right, guys. So with that, we're going to be right back with our interview of our round 1 winner. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be here all day. It's going to be a very long day for YCS Bochum, the largest European tournament of all time. I'm going to say that a few more times this weekend.
Disappeared out of here. It was time to pay my dues. Never guessed that you'd be dressed in my clothes and in my shoes. You couldn't wait to move right in. If I were you, I'd be concerned. Ain't no way you're gonna win. Bet you didn't count on my return. Thought you were so tough. You had it all under control. Now enough is enough. Gonna take back what you stole. Give it up, 'cause now I'm back.
Welcome back to the coverage of YCS Bochum 2016, where we just saw our round 1 feature match, or maybe not, because it wasn't much of a match. It was an absolute killing. Giuseppe, Armando, sorry. You just went through Temis like it was nothing, like basically a knife through a piece of bread.
I have I am very lucky this match.
Yeah.
Because I have a good end 2 times ago.
Right. After the first game,
Yeah.
when we saw you two guys sideboarding and exchanging cards,
I have siding two kaiju,
Uh-huh.
water kaiju
all right.
for Minerva or the Tree Toad.
Okay.
I have side Water Jackie for the Omega board.
Right.
And I have siding 2 Cosmic Cyclone for anti-spell.
So it's very obvious that you knew exactly
Yeah.
these are the things that he can do to put me under pressure, that you have to combat basically.
The basically combo of the deck is destroy your pendulum monster or the Gofu token
Right.
to set spell card
Right.
and
Luke,
fusion.
Luke
some-
was talking about that. Gofu seems to be a great addition for this deck, like one of the key cards, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else where you were like this is something that absolutely needs to go into my deck. This is a very important card that maybe not everybody else is playing. When we look at your deck, is there something else where you're like, oh, this is special in a way?
I don't
Sorry, is it like the regular version of Metal Foes in your opinion, or do you have some tech cards, some special cards that you want to highlight?
No, I am. This is
Very
The-
consistent.
the consistent deck because you haven't that draw
Okay.
in this time.
Why did you pick this deck for the weekend?
Because I love Fusion Monster.
Okay, okay. So it's not like you were going at it from a perspective of we're going to be playing a lot of rounds this weekend, so I want to have something consistent. It's more like you like how it plays. The fusion summons.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Right. Well, we talked a little bit about the fact that the games tend to not last very long. That the games are over very, very quickly in turn 2 sometimes, turn 3 sometimes. What is that like for you? We saw you after the first game. You did not look too happy, actually. You were like exciting and you were like, I don't know if I got this.
So I don't know because to the I see my opponent.
Right.
I see the board, the
Uh-huh.
game, and
it's-
I decided.
Plenty of things going on in your head,
Yeah.
basically.
It's all in my hand.
Right, right,
only.
right. You have been to a couple of tournaments in the past, larger tournaments. What would you say, what's the biggest difference when you've been to a number of tournaments and you are experienced player, very experienced, compared to somebody who's there for the first time maybe?
I am this is it's my 10 YCS.
Okay, wow,
I have top on Madrid,
right.
and in Madrid my score is 10-0,
Okay, that's a good score.
and this is all.
Okay, okay, right. Well, thank you very much. What was your expectation for this weekend? Did you think
Okay.
I'm going to make day 2 or you're going to top 32 maybe?
Okay.
Taking it one game at a time? All right, he's
Yeah.
taking it one game at a time. All right. Thank you very much, Armando. Good luck for the rest of this
Thank
weekend.
you so much.
Guys, we will try to get another player to interview in between rounds because, of course, it's we just entered the overtime for the main event, and with 800 tables playing, there's a very good chance that a couple of those are going to go into overtime. So I'm going to look outside, see if I find somebody who we can interview, bring him back, and then we're going to have yet another interview in between rounds. So I hope it's going to be exciting today. It's going to be a very long day, but you guys should have plenty of great entertainment this weekend, so don't go anywhere, and we're going to be back as soon as possible for the coverage of YCS Bochum 2016.